And we are back for the second half of our FCIAC quarterfinal doubleheader here on NCTV 78. I am not Ian Nicholas. I am Austin Platt, joined alongside Carter Ellis.
Yes, and this is Carter Ellis. I will be doing your play-by-play for this game. Ian has a little bit of a throat bug, a little bit of a lost voice.
You know, I'm just giving these young fellas a chance. All glory to them. Good luck, gents. Godspeed. Austin, don't bring the ship down.
I will not. The wise word from our fellow announcer, Ian Nicholas. What a guy. And what a game that was right before this on Dunning Field. Double overtime stunner. Grant, number 19 on Wilton, just absolutely putting it in for the 8-7 victory over New Canaan. What an interesting game that was. And, here this is going to be the girls' first round in FCIACs. The number 3 team in the nation, number 1 seeded FCIAC New Canaan girls lacrosse team takes on the number 8 seeded FCIAC St. Joe's Cadets. And here, I believe we will go to the national anthem in just a moment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to New Canaan High School's Dunning Stadium for tonight's FCIAC Girls Lacrosse quarterfinal game between the St. Joe's Cadets and the New Canaan Rams. We ask both teams to please line up on the sidelines. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand and remove your hats for the playing of the Star Spangled Banner.
And we will take you back up to the booth here for this one. As I said, it is the first round of the Fairfield County regional playoffs between your New Canaan Rams and St. Joe's Cadets as the national anthem just concluded. And Austin, what an interesting game this is going to be. St. Joe's has their 2 own college commitments in Izzy Kasushi and Sam Miller, both captains. Izzy actually a junior. And New Canaan has their plethora of D1 commitments as well. 3 going to North Carolina. Can you talk about the skill set on the New Canaan Rams?
15-0 is all you really have to know. Top team in the FCIAC, top team in the state, third-ranked team in the entire country, and especially given the beginning of their season, they went into quarantine, had to play so many games and not a lot of time, and they're going to have, hopefully for them, 3 games this week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, in the quarters, semis, and finals for them. But it's the playoffs. You really never know. And, hey, if we could get another double overtime game here, that would be really something else. I think Coach Woods, that's not the thing she wants to see tonight. But it's playoffs, and you get to see a St. Joe's team that lost to New Canaan 14-3. So, you know, obviously, of course, they want to win this game, but certainly you want to decrease that margin, losing by 11 goals in the regular season. But here we are. It's the playoffs. We reached it, you know, a full spring season. It was great to see it, and we're going to see both FCIACs and states. And for New Canaan, hopefully they go farther than the boys at least, and certainly into states as well. And they're the favorite. The target is on their back. Haven't lost yet. Their first ever undefeated regular season for Coach Woods. It's the playoffs. What more can I say?
That is right, Austin. As you said, the New Canaan Rams kind of got hit with a COVID bug early in the season, out for 2 weeks, and they only got 1 practice before taking on their arch rival, the Darien Blue Wave girls lacrosse team, who was ranked number 10 in the nation at the time. So what a crazy first game to have, only coming off of 1 practice, which was in the rain, mind you, and they won the game. Not expected, but they did. And they found themselves in the top 25 national ranking polls, and worked their way up to number 3, where they are now. So here we go. We see McKenna Hardin take on number 9, Izzy Kasushi at the faceoff dot. And Izzy Kasushi, a 6'2" Marquette commit, and easily takes that out of the air from McKenna Hardin. Obviously has the height over the North Carolina-bound McKenna Hardin. Kasushi just handles it from the arc. And there will be a violation on number 9, Kasushi. So number 4, MSU will take it. Devin Russell carries it out. And Hollis Murley with the ball now. Hollis Murley is headed to USC for lacrosse, the junior. Hollis back with it. And the shot gets right past number 30, Sam Miller, the senior captain, who is a Hartwick commit. And Hollis Murley showing off how her skill set will be used at the University of Southern California in just 2 short years.
Great start for New Canaan, under a minute in this game. Mullery with the first goal. But at that face-off dot, talk about a height advantage there for the Cadets, something you don't want to see for New Canaan. 6'2", the first ever non-senior captain Kasushi is. That could be a big problem, but a turnover there. New Canaan capitalizes, as good teams always do. They pass it around, they find the right person, and Mullery just goes around for the wraparound. New Canaan's up 1-0, as we've seen so often this year.
That is right, Austin. And the New Canaan Rams put in a new player. Wow, that just happened so fast. Number 6, Kaylee Hardin, the sister of McKenna Hardin, who's also headed to the University of North Carolina to play lacrosse. And Kaylee's going to take the free shot opportunity. Let's see if she can sneak this behind Sam Miller. And she does. Makes it 2-0 Rams early in this one. 1 minute and 24 seconds into the first round.
It's exactly what you want. They win the draw, something New Canaan's going to have to do, and Hardin just runs right up the field, missed the shot, but got the free opportunity, makes the most of it. New Canaan's up 2-0, and of course, for Coach Woods, you really want to see them put a bunch of goals in here and really try and rest as many of their starters as they can looking into the second half. With the quick turnarounds we're going to see. And the winner of this game will take on Fairfield Ludlow, the 4 seed, as the 2, 3, and 4 seeds have all won thus far in the quarterfinals. New Canaan at the 1, trying to do the exact same thing.
That is right, Austin. And these next few games, both being played on Wednesday and Friday, will be played at Dunning Field, whether New Canaan is in it or not. We saw that with the boys team. Unfortunately, they lost in a double overtime stunner. to, a great shot by number 19, Grant Masterson on Wilton. We just had that call. And Hollis Mullery behind the net. Carries it around. Dylan Patton in front. Moving for her. Kaylee Harden with the ball up top. Hands it back off to Devin Russell. McKenna Harden with the ball now. These cadets playing wide defense.
Yeah, with their sticks up basically 24/7, just trying to not find anyone on the cutter for New Canaan. And that's what New Canaan always tries to do, find someone in front and get an easy goal. But they are going to see a free opportunity here.
Yes, New Canaan does do a great job of finding their cutters. And taking advantage of those shot opportunities. And that is Hollis Mullery, I believe. Yes, that's Hollis Mullery with the goal on Sam Miller. Makes it 3-0 early in this one.
Another free opportunity for New Canaan. They're 2 for 2 there. Mullery gets her second. Not even 3 minutes in, New Canaan already with a 3-0 lead.
And we're going to see Kaylee Harden back at the face-off dot against Izzy Kasushi, who's going to stay in. Now, Austin, this is almost similar to a basketball tip-off. Seems like the height difference is definitely playing a factor early in this game.
An illegal procedure there on New Canaan following the face-off will give the Cadets the ball. And you are absolutely right. I really hope for Kasushi's sake that she definitely has played, at least tried basketball, because 6'2", for someone like that is a huge advantage, and you rarely see anyone on the lacrosse field on the girls' side over 6 feet. But another turnover there for the Cadets, and that spoils that opportunity.
Yes, as the Rams carry the ball back up the field, number 3, Dylan Patton takes it up with speed. Hands it off to McKenna Harden. In deep, misses shot wide. And that is Stella Nolan to pick it up.
That was McKiernan there, the Trinity commit, the senior, number 21 that missed right in front of the net on the turnaround shot.
Yes, and this New Canaan Rams team definitely has their fair share of senior commitments, but a fairly young team overall. Coach Kristen Woods absolutely has depth in her Rams squad. Whereas the St. Joe's Cadets, absolutely an upperclassman heavy team. They have their fair share of sophomores, a lot of juniors and seniors, and trying to catch a number on that.
That's Mullery, I think, with her hat trick.
Mullery. Thank you, Austin, with her hat trick.
4-0 New Canaan. But you mentioned, like, this year especially, having those upperclassmen that have played on the varsity level and just have experience in high school, whether it be at the freshman or JV level, that's so key. Not playing for 2 years is, of course, very tough, and especially for New Canaan because they had to wait an additional 2 weeks with the quarantine. And there is confirmation that Mullery, the junior headed to University of Southern California, has her hat trick. Not even 5 minutes gone. New Canaan starting to pull away 4-0.
Yes, and Hollis. It's Lexi Tolley at the face-off dot. This number is hard to see for me. Excuse me. As Kaylee Harden picks it up with speed. Blows past from St. Joe's defenders. Gets absolutely swarmed. 4 girls on her. Hands it off to Devin Russell. The Rams have it behind the net. That's Quinn McKiernan with the ball. Gives it to Dylan Patton with a shot, and she scores! Dylan Patton with her first of the day.
The Cornell commit She's been on this team as a freshman. She's got lots of speed there and definitely has an eye for goal. She gets the ball on the right side, and we'll get a second look at this one as we do have replay tonight. Takes the ball and goes low corner. Tough bounce pass to defend if you're the goalie, if you're Sam Miller in net. And, of course, the Patton family known for lacrosse as well. Her older sister playing
at Cornell, I
Cornell,
believe, right?
That's correct, where she will go as well.
Yes, a lot of legacies in this New Canaan lacrosse program on the girls and boys side. As the Harden sisters actually have an older brother, we all know the name, Quentin O'Connell at UNC as well. And Quentin's older brother just graduated this year from UNC lacrosse as well, Ryan O'Connell.
I believe that UNC boys team won a co-title of the ACC lacrosse, if I read that right on social media.
Correct, yes. So UNC absolutely having a storied lacrosse program. That's number 24. Casey McLaughlin giving it back to Sam Miller as the Cadets have a possession and attempt to clear it out of their own zone.
Yeah, New Canaan's playing this very high press here, not allowing this Cadet team to clear the ball very quickly, but right as I say that, they get it past the 50 and can start setting up their offense.
So Maddie Leifer has the ball, fumbles it, gets it right back. And Devin Russell plays a tight defense. You know, these Rams are up early, but still giving a wonderful defensive effort, not giving these Cadets any room for any offensive effort.
Yeah, it's tough for any defense when you see your offense score so many times and the ball really comes on your side. It's tough to step up to the occasion, but this New Canaan defense, certainly they play a lot of defense in practice because in most of these games this year when you're 15-0, you're not going to be playing a lot of defense when you score so many goals.
That's right. And these Cadets just trying to push through. And it looks like McKenna Harden just pushed a little too hard. That's going to be a given opportunity to the Cadets. Izzy Kasushi will carry it up, using her big body to push through. She's going to shoot it. Nope. She's going to pull it back out. Pass it off to Olivia Batto. And a key player for this St. Joe's offense, Ryan Camiglio, is absent from this one. You know, quoted from their coach Gray Lee as a big piece of the puzzle on offense.
Clearly a huge loss for this Cadets team and makes this New Canaan defense look that much stronger.
What a save. That's Claire Mahoney. Claire Mahoney, number 42, the Brown-bound player. And as I talked about with Ian last game, you know, against Ludlow, we're going to see how this unfolds. Wow.
Huge hit there and right in front of the net, as I believe that was Megan Griffiths, if I'm reading that right. Sorry, that was actually Lexi Tully, the freshman. She'll get the free opportunity here.
Yeah, there's something that you cannot do in girls lacrosse, and she will score, putting her first up on the night. But yes, as I was saying, Claire Mahoney, and I was talking about this with Ian against the Ludlow game, the Ward game, excuse me. Claire's headed off to Brown next year, and another goalie in Fairfield County lacrosse, Andy Demopoulos, the Blue Wave goaltender on the boys team, is also headed to Brown. So obviously a hotbed for Brown University lacrosse commitments and recruiting.
That's what the FCIAC is.
It's a hotbed.
They breed great players, whatever sport you say. But, you know, in Connecticut where sports are so big, and the FCIAC, which is without a doubt the biggest and best conference, you're going to have so many big names. And that was a huge save there from Mahoney, and that led to the New Canaan goal on the other end, and that was the person they want, Izzy Kashushi, that had a chance right in front, as she has the ball here.
Izzy Kashushi fumbles it and is going to stay in St. Joe's possession. It's like Kaylee Harden gave her a little too much pressure. She carries it out easily. Fools Harden. Izzy having the ball a lot this first half. A lot of possession time, you know, in their number 9 junior captain, the Marquette bound, shoots it. Claire Mahoney saves it easily.
Perfect
Hands
bounce
off to Kaylee
pass.
Harden. That it was. You know, great effort. And Izzy Kasushi showing off her, you know, major contributions to this Cadets team. These Rams are just going to throw the ball around the horn here. Kaylee Harden has it up top. Hands off to her sister, McKenna Harden. Gives it to Hollis Mullery. Right in front was number 16, Lexi Tolley again. The freshman strikes for the New Canaan Rams offense to make it 7-0. Just 2 seconds over 10 minutes in this first half. And it's going to be a timeout called by Gray Lee on the St. Joe's Cadets side. Now, Austin, what do you think Gray Lee is telling his cadets right now early in this first half?
Well, looking and trying to analyze as much as I can. I'm not a lacrosse expert for those of you at home if you haven't realized already, but what New Canaan's trying to do is you pass the ball around. They've been looking really for Quinn McKiernan on the right side of the goal to the goalie Sam Miller's right, and then she's looking for the cutter in front, coming from that left side, and just looking for that short pass and the easy chance in front, and that's been Lexi Tully a couple of times. It's been Mullery. You can name anyone in New Canaan, they can do that. So they definitely like having the ball at the X behind the net and trying to get it to the front for an easy goal, and I think that's what he's trying to say here. I mean, you're going to give up goals to New Canaan. That's inevitable. They're 15-0. Not much you can do to stop them, but I think when you're giving up the same kind of goal every time, that's going to kind of frustrate a coach, especially since they've already played this team in the regular season 2 weeks ago, so they are quite familiar with the offense that Coach Woods runs, but I think you try and want to get that routine that they have, kind of get it off a little bit and just make New Canaan try something different, which they really haven't tonight because it's been so easy. But McKiernan from behind, finding someone to cut right in the middle, and an easy goal, and no one stopping any of those shots. So very easy for New Canaan, 7 goals, and a couple of them have been on free shots as well. But in open play, that's what I've seen in my eyes for the New Canaan Rams.
Austin, are you sure you aren't a lacrosse expert? I mean, that's a pretty good analysis that you just gave me.
I think I took that out of the Carter Ellis color commentary. I took that one out of your book. So
I was going to say, I might
that.
have my color commentating job, having some competition for me alongside Ian Nicholas here. You're doing quite a good job.
Maybe a 3-man booth for the FCIAC championship.
Hey,
I don't know.
That would be fun. That would be a great time. But if you haven't been tuning in, Ian Nicholas and I did a 3-man booth with Darien DAF Media's own John Reynolds in the rivalry game this past Saturday against the Darien Blue Wave here at Dunning Field. And what an interesting game that was. 10-9, the go-ahead goal from freshman Finn Picorni, I believe. What a game with 41 seconds left. And then obviously this past game that the boys played against Wilton, Ian and I screaming our heads off.
Yeah.
What a fun time
What
that
a
was
game.
in this press box. You know, just a great time. You know, high school lacrosse. You know, this is my first year doing color commentating. I'm learning. I'm having fun. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about in this business.
And hey, I might have gotten a little too loud, but at least I'm having fun. It's high school lacrosse, right?
That's all that
Austin?
matters. It's a 1v8 matchup in the FCIAC quarterfinals with New Canaan playing at home. So
And here we're going to see the same player on St. Joe's, Izzy Kasushi, going up against, I believe that is that number 16, Lexi Tully.
Yeah, she won it last time cleanly, so why not put her out again?
She wins it cleanly again on the fast break opportunity. Quinn McKiernan goes behind the net for support. The ball goes into her stick. Finding the cutter in McKenna Harden. Or, excuse me, that was Stella Nolan. Nolan with the ball again, hands it off to Kaylee Harden. Finding her sister, McKenna Harden. This is great ball movement by the Rams offense here. One of the best offenses in the country, if not the best offense in the country. Number 3 ranked team in the nation all around. And Austin, much like all other sports, these Rams girls cannot play out-of-state competition, which is an absolute bummer for such a talented team. And while Ian and I talked about this earlier, that's Quinn McKiernan with a shot, cutting myself off. What a goal by senior captain Quinn McKiernan. The Trinity-bound senior, number 21, finds it past Sam Miller, the Hartwick commit. And Austin, as I was saying, Fairfield County lacrosse is definitely great competition, but being number 3 in the nation, it makes you wonder, why can't we go out and play some other great competition other than just in our county? I mean, Darien is still ranked top 20 in the nation, so definitely a great matchup there whenever those two meet up. Possibly another time in this tournament here, but the sky is the limit for these girls, as I said in the Ward game. And I'm sure Kristen Woods would have loved to have taken these girls to some out-of-state competition to play some of those other top-ranked opponents.
Yeah, this year with COVID, of course, are just limiting it to in-conference matchups, even though it is technically a full slate of games in terms of the number of games you play. But in state playoffs, you kind of have to worry about some of these FCIAC teams, New Canaan and Darien, who have just been beating up on their competition. And sure, you'll play a close game against one another, but as you get to states and you play these really, really good teams down the stretch, and hopefully we do get to see some top competition. Hopefully it can be right here at Dunning and we can live stream it. You kind of do have to worry because New Canaan is just so used to winning, and you don't see many undefeated teams in any sport win because every team feels like has to go through that type of emotional roller coaster, and you see it with so many sports at New Canaan where you struggle in the regular season and you kind of pick it up in the playoffs. You do kind of worry about that New Canaan team in that sense, but if they win the FCIAC championship, then they can go from there, and a win against Darien, you assume that's how they'd win the FCIAC championship, would be a great motivation booster going into states.
Yes, and I hate to be repetitive, but I asked Ian the same question in the last girls' Ward game stream that we did. And I asked him, obviously the girls beat them 18-0. And, being number 3 in the nation, I asked him if beating a team by that much is seen as a statement game by Kristen Woods. Do you think that this could be a statement game here going into FCIACs and possibly a late run at a higher nationally ranked seed? Or do you think that she's just trying to get her girls warmed up before a more competitive championship game?
I think it's more of a warm-up. I mean, of course you want to win this game. You don't really want to make it close. 8-0 as we're just over the halfway point in this first half is certainly en route to a confident win that would certainly tell the rest of the FCIAC New Canaan is ready. But I take it more as of a warm-up. Coach Woods would not tell you that. I mean, it's the playoffs. There are no warm-ups. You have to treat every game seriously and treat every team like the records are 0-0, basically. Once playoffs come, you throw the records out the window. But it's going to be seen as more of a warm-up, with Wednesday and Friday going to be much tougher games. So kind of get this playoff experience for many of these players who have not played, of course, with no season last year. Get them that valuable experience and get kind of their feet underneath them.
Oh,
well, there's a huge hit.
Shifty move by Kaylee Harden right into the big body of Izzy Kasushi.
Kashushi is certainly a brick wall out there. You run anywhere near her, she will just knock you down without a problem. But unfortunately for the refs, they have no option but just to give New Canaan another free chance.
I would hate for Austin. Oh, what a goal by Kaylee Harden. Puts it right past Sam Miller. Austin, I would hate for us talking about Izzy Kasushi, being a big body to be taken disrespectfully. But, with all respect to her, she is 6'2", headed off to Marquette. They would absolutely love to see that height being used to their advantage. And, all props to her, definitely shining despite the big deficit in this, Rams Cadets game.
Yeah, looking at the notes here, which I'm pretty sure Ian prepared, assuming he was going to do this game, it actually says that Kasushi was going to be a captain last season as a sophomore. Of course, no season last year, but to be a captain as a sophomore, that's really something else, and it shows with many upperclassmen on this team that Coach Lee really has the confidence in his junior to really make an impact, and that proves a lot. And, of course, it will never go down as a sophomore captain because of COVID and there was no season last year, but that kind of proves a lot. And even though they are without Camiglio, who is that missing puzzle, there's another cutter in front.
Wow, what a goal. Puts another one past the Cadets.
It's McKenna Harden there right on the cutter, right in front. She's not missing that one.
That was McKenna Harden, the senior captain, with her first goal on the day. She's going to check out of this game for that Charlotte Gelhaus.
Yeah, now that's 10 goals right now. It means a running clock, you assume, for the rest of the game, assuming that the Rams can maintain the 10-goal cushion. And now you can start really thinking about rotating some of your players out, giving them some time to take a breather.
Something interesting to consider is the roster depth on the Rams versus the Cadets. The Rams noticeably having more players in their repertoire on their sideline than the Cadets.
Yeah, with St. Joe's not being a very big school, I believe they are not in class double L. I want to say they're in class S or M. I'm not quite sure about that. But St. Joe's considerably a smaller school compared to New Canaan. So there's definitely that, less players, and certainly a thinner bench to work with. And you can tell that even some of these New Canaan players that come off the bench are significantly better than the Cadet starters.
That is exactly right. And one noticeable player off the bench, well, two noticeable players off the bench would be, one player off the bench is Caroline Brooks, the Denison commit. That's something that New Canaan Athletics has always done a great job of, is their depth, and definitely having a lot of players shine. That is Izzy Kasushi with her first goal on the day, and the first goal for the Cadets. Puts it past Claire Mahoney, and the Rams defense is going to regroup here. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Caroline Brooks is not off the bench. She is on the field right now. That was my apologies.
It was only really a matter of time before Kasushi scored.
Seems like she just put the ball right over all of those defenders' heads.
Yeah, very easy for her considering the height. And she's put 3 or 4 shots on net. Mahoney's had to make a couple of saves, but it was really only a matter of time before one went in the back of the net, and that means that 10-goal cushion for New Canaan is now 9, and we will not get the running clock. So 8:35 remaining in the first half.
Yes, that is definitely a momentum shifter that would slow down the Rams. I don't know about stop, mainly slow down. And the ball will stay with the Cadets. So that was number 10, Autumn Murphy. Does a great job of keeping it in their possession. And she will keep the ball, hand it off to her teammate, Mallory Doyle. She has nifty moves and hands it off to Maddie Leifer. With speed, going into the Rams' defensive zone. And the ball is stopped right before she was expecting to shoot it.
She's going to get a free shot here.
Let's see if she can capitalize, make it an 8-goal game. And she does not. As the bounce shot goes over the net, and the Cadets pick it back up.
Yeah, it's one you got to at least put on net there. You get a free opportunity, even on someone like Mahoney, who is really one of the best net minders in the entire state, but she was trying to go for something a little too nice with the bounce pass, but just aim for a corner and at least make Mahoney make the save. But right as I say that, St. Joe's does score.
And I believe that was number 26. We're going to get a replay on that so that I am sure the swarm of Cadets girls right in front of the net was hard to see. That was number 26, Hannah Siljamaki. And what a goal. You know, scoring on Claire Mahoney is not an easy feat. She is definitely a top-notch player and a vital piece of this Rams defense. And not for nothing, you know, a great counterpart to hers, as I said earlier, Andy Demopoulos, the brown-bound Wave goaltender, was just named of All-American status, getting national recognition for his skill set. So definitely a huge deal for the Blue Wave Lacrosse program, Darien High School in general, and Fairfield County Lacrosse. As number 15, Hannah Siljamaki. Oh, it's not Siljamaki, excuse me. Maddie Leifer. Maddie Leifer puts it past Claire Mahoney. It's getting a little dark out here. Hard to see the numbers. I apologize if I am butchering these players. My first time ever doing play-by-play here. Thank you, Bill, for turning on the lights. You turn on the lights.
What a big goal there from St. Joe's. It really seems like even though New Canaan's winning these face-offs, they're kind of getting ahead of themselves and thinking that they need to score immediately, but they've gotten a couple turnovers, and St. Joe's is capitalized, and 3 straight goals for them with just under 7 minutes to go. They're starting to make this one a bit of a game, and New Canaan's got to slow things down, but give credit to the Cadets going down 10-0 against New Canaan at Dunning is something you really feel like you'd be out of, but credit to these ladies for keeping their heads up, getting some free chances in front, and they're deserving of these 3 goals for sure, and they got more possession here.
Yeah, these Cadets starting to see a little more life in them, and going to start a rally is number 15, Maddie Leifer. Again, she pulls back out, hands it off to Casey McLaughlin. What a defensive effort that was by Ella Patterson, the sophomore, as the Rams retain possession. Patterson hands it off to Olivia Lockhart as they start their offensive effort and turns it over. Seems like it will be a turnover. Yes, it will be in the St. Joe's possession. And yet another turnover. It will be Caroline Barron. So Olivia Lockhart with the ball. Pulling back out. Handing off to Caroline Brooks. As the Rams offense slows things down a little bit, trying to recollect themselves after a 3-goal rally by the Cadets. It's Caroline Underwood checking in. Caroline Underwood, the sophomore, has gotten some significant time with this Rams offense. As she turns it over, Sam Miller has the ball. Slows things down a little bit. The Cadets try to clear.
Yeah, St. Joe's made a really good adjustment here, realizing that New Canaan's been finding many cuts and having some free goals as well, so they've really crashed the middle, and it feels like the radius between all of their defenders has significantly decreased, and they'll allow the passing in the perimeter, but nothing up close. And that's allowed them to be successful, and whenever New Canaan does try and pass the middle, everyone just swarms in. and it's really hard to get off a quality shot. And they're starting to hold on to the ball, and really, if you're Coach Lee here, you have to be very proud of your girls as they avoid the turnover there, keeping themselves in it. And maybe you can get another goal or two before the half and really keep Coach Woods' girls thinking about this one.
That's Claire Mahoney with a lot of pressure. It's Caroline Barron with the ball. And she turns it over. This ball is just like ping pong going back and forth.
Yeah,
no one can control it.
This is like a hot potato over here.
Sam Miller has pressure from Pippa Williams. Ooh, stick to the face. Nacella Nolan with the ball. It'll go back into the St. Joe's. No. Will it? Yes, it will be the St. Joe's possession. I believe. No.
No one's going to hold on to it?
Still a New Canaan possession. A little confusion up here in the press box. Stella Nolan looking confused. She drops the ball. Hands it to Pippa Williams. It's Tully with the ball. It's Nolan. Tully looking to Grace Crowell. As Williams carries it behind the net. It's Olivia Lockhart with the ball up top. These St. Joe's Cadets just hammering the front of the net as they know that this New Canaan Rams offense is wonderful at crashing the net, finding the cutters. Not so much long distance shooters, which is fine. They find their success in front of the net. Have a lot of it. Have 10 goals on the day. It's a great stick check there by Kazushi. As the ball is fumbled, and Pippa Williams will retrieve it. Hand it back off to number 11, Olivia Lockhart. She carries it behind the net. A lot of underclassmen on the field for this Rams offense. Here's Williams. There to Underwood. And play is stopped. See what the play call is.
Looks like a violation on the Cadets, I believe. And it looks like Nolan might get a free opportunity here.
That she will. Let's see if she can capitalize. And she does. Puts it past Sam Miller for the Rams' 11th goal of the half.
It's actually Lexi Tully, the freshman, pardon me. That's her hat trick. That's her third of the night, joining Mullery. As two New Canaan players now have hat tricks. That's a big goal for New Canaan. Think about it. Giving up 3 goals, not finding the opportunity in front, but when you got the free opportunities, you got to make the most of it. And they've done so tonight, converted on every chance they've gotten in front. And looks like they might have an 8-goal cushion going into halftime. And that's big, especially that many of the players out there right now for New Canaan are the second-string players. You're not seeing any Hardens or Pattons or anyone like that. No Hollis Mullery as well. So it's big for the bench warmers, I may say, to get a goal and gain some confidence in your group because they're going to see a lot of playing time in the second half, assuming that they can hold off the Cadets offense, which has been bright in some cases in this first half.
It's a good mention, Austin. In the game against Fairfield Ward, McKenna Harden kind of tweaked her ankle a little bit, it seemed like. So Kirsten Woods made a smart play and pulled her out for the rest of the game because she needed her top performing player to be at her top performing abilities going into the FCIACs. There's no reason to push an ankle injury, possibly make it worse before playoffs. That was Lexi Tully with some great maneuvers. Still with the ball up top. She'll settle it down. with 38 seconds left. And the Rams are man up the minute and a half. So they will have that man up opportunity going into the half if they do not score here. There's number 22, Grace Crawl with a shot. As the Rams try to hold on to possession, Lexi Tolley has it. Hands it off here. The shot, she scores! Making it Rams 12-3 with 0.4 seconds left in this half.
I believe that was Devin Russell. I am correct. The freshman getting a goal. That was a great play there from Tully to get around the big body of Kasushi and then made the unselfish pass, which didn't connect with her teammate, but it came right to Russell, who made no mistake and put it in. There's a nice little buzzer beater for New Canaan as they will be up 12-3 going in to halftime. Talk about the speedster Tully. I mean, you talk about as a freshman making both varsity hockey and lacrosse. And she's made a huge impact on both the ice and the gridiron. And someone that the FCIAC has certainly a name that they know already and will get to know over the next 3 years.
And the buzzer will sound. So it's Lexi Tully that comes away with it. I don't know if that would be a face-off win for her as the buzzer sounds. And the Rams all going over to their goaltender and Claire Mahoney, the Cadets doing the same to Sam Miller. Almost begs the question, do you think that backup goalie Shay Hobbs, the senior captain, may get some looks here in the second half?
You never know. I mean, it's still a 9-goal game. I think if you're Coach Woods, you'd like to get to 10 and have that clock continue to roll just so there's no worry about a comeback or anything. But I think there's still maybe a bit to be done for New Canaan on the defensive side. You know, they're playing many of their backups now, but maybe Coach Woods wants to get a couple more of her starters in, and she's actually making her whole team do push-ups. So
yes, if we can get a camera on that, we can look at the Rams right here. Maybe we can get a camera angle on the Rams sideline. Well, the Rams doing some push-ups.
Coach Woods is certainly keeping her players in good shape for this one, as it's, of course, an evening game as our cameraman Cole Schubert comes down, so you can picture it in your head. We'll give you a visual image.
Yeah, you can hear Kristen Wood from the press box up here. But it is the half.
New Canaan leads 12-3 in this FCIAC quarterfinal. Before we go to the half, I believe, let's check out some of those sponsors.
We will give you those sponsors at the end of the game. We're just having some technical difficulties up here in the press box. So your score at the half, Rams 12, Cadets 3. And we'll check back in with you shortly before the start of the second half. Carter Ellis, Austin Platt, and the rest of your NCTV crew signing off for a few moments.
We are back for the second half here at Dunning Field in the FCIAC quarterfinals for girls lacrosse. The New Canaan Rams, the top seed, currently proving to everyone else that they are the top team in the stage. They currently lead the 8-seeded St. Joseph Cadets by the score of 12-3. Austin Platt, Carter Ellis filling in for Ian Nicholas, whose voice is shot to say the least after that crazy boys game we saw earlier. So this is the second game of our doubleheader. New Canaan got off to a 10-0 lead, but then gave up 3 goals. St. Joe's really proving that they are a solid 8 seed here in this tournament, scoring a couple goals on a tough New Canaan defense, but New Canaan got 2 goals at the end of the half. Hollis Mullery, Lexi Tully, and Kaylee Harden all have multiple goals, while Dylan Patton, McKenna Harden, Devin Russell, and Quinn McKiernan all have 1 for the Lady Rams as we get ready to face off to begin the second half. Carter, I will give the reins to you.
Yes, and to start the second half, we see senior captain Shay Hobbs in net for the Rams here. And if I'm not mistaken, is that Sam Miller still in net? That is Sam Miller still in net. I am mistaken. So that will be offsides on St. Joe's. Having a little too many people on that side of the field. Just referee calling that Autumn Murphy to the other side. The Rams just passing around the horn here. And that is Izzy Katsushi carrying the ball up the field, having 2 Rams on her, and she still has the ball.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of both teams really trying to swarm the ball carrier and really prevent them from making many good passes. We've seen some bad passes on both ends in the first half of this one, especially as it gets darker here at Dunning, as this game actually did start a bit late because of the double overtime action in that boys FCIAC game.
That's Lexi Tully carrying the ball up for the Rams. And even though there's a 9-goal deficit, almost seeming as though the second half a little bit more aggressive and more fast-paced than the first half. As we said earlier, the New Canaan Rams head coach, Kristen Woods, making her girls do a few push-ups. Probably get some points across at their performance. Definitely not playing to their capabilities.
That was, I believe that was number 5, Stella Nolan, with a chance in front as that shot went wide right, but New Canaan holds on to the ball.
The St. Joe's Cadets 10-6, yet being a number 8 seed. It's quite an impressive record for having such a low seed in this postseason tournament.
Yeah, with only 8 of the 16 teams, I believe, in the FCIAC making the playoffs. It's pretty cool to have an 8 seed, have half the teams at least being over 500, but it does prove to you how top-heavy this FCIAC really is, and with New Canaan being 15-0, and I believe Darienne's only losses are to New Canaan at this point thus far in the season, with the regular season being completed, it really is a top-heavy league.
That is right. Between New Canaan, Wilton, and Darien, the top competition in this FCIAC girls lacrosse tournament.
Yeah, both Darien and Wilton won their quarterfinal earlier today, so they are both the 2 and 3 seeds, so they will match up on Wednesday in the semifinal, and it looks like it will be New Canaan and Fairfield Ludlow in that other semi. Those games are actually both going to be at Wilton High School on Wednesday, so our good friends over at DAF Media will be covering both of those, while we will get, I believe, both of the boys lacrosse semifinals that are being played here at Dunning. It's Darien, the top seed, playing Ridgefield, and then Wilton and Staples in that other semifinal. Of course, Wilton upset New Canaan earlier today, so we will still have boys lacrosse content for you on NCTV, so be sure to like and subscribe so that you do see all of those games.
Yes, an absolutely massive slate here for boys and girls lacrosse coming in this following week. So, as Austin said, like and subscribe to NCTV 78 on YouTube. And to stay up to date on all Fairfield County sports and these postseason tournaments coming up, not just lacrosse, baseball, as Austin has his state tournament coming up quite soon. You can even turn on those post notifications. It's the best way to stay up to date on all NCTV sports that we are covering.
Yeah, well, of
And
course,
a massive six check. Excuse me, Austin, go ahead.
Of course, we'll have these state games for both New Canaan boys and girls lacrosse, and probably boys volleyball will probably also get a home game as well, hopefully stream.
Yes, that is right. Multiple New Canaan teams still having their postseason runs. And Shay Hobbs saves the free goal opportunity for the Cadets. Her first save of the day. Shay Hobbs being the senior captain, it's a tough position. Another save by Shay Hobbs. It is a tough position to be behind Claire Mahoney, one of the best goaltenders in the country. And Shay Hobbs absolutely showing off the depth in the goaltending position that Kristen Woods has and her repertoire of players on her team as the Rams turn it over. And that is Mia Geignitter carrying the ball up. As a push on Rams, a yellow card.
Yeah, it looked like a
2 minutes.
mask came
man
off.
Down.
Lockhart's going to go to the box as that whistle was blown, as the captain's goggles came off. So, of course, for safety, they'll have to send Lockhart to the box for 2 minutes.
And another update in the second round of FCIACs, in baseball, Austin, the Greenwich Cardinals beat Trumbull today 4-0. And Austin, I'm sure you're all too familiar with their pitching repertoire led by Vanderbilt commit Miles Langhorn. I mean, what an interesting player he is. Oh, speaking of interesting players, number 26, Hannah Siljamaki with the goal on Shay Hobbs, making this a 12-4 game.
Yeah, it's her second one of the day, right in front. It's exactly what you want, and you got to convert when you're a man up, and that's exactly what the Cadets do. And it looks like we're going to see a timeout here by Coach Kristen Woods.
Kristen Woods trying to stay positive, but definitely frustrated with the defensive breakdown there on the man-up opportunity by the Cadets. So, Austin, I mean, not just lacrosse, but, I mean, Fairfield County in general across all sports, obviously having tons of skill in all sports. And baseball fan myself, I just love to see, that type of, skill set in Fairfield County. And what a sensation he is.
Yeah, Grant's the top seed in that baseball tournament. They are in the semifinals. This is the big week for FCIAC playoffs. The semifinals will take place Wednesday. Today was the big day for quarterfinals. And then the championship Friday will pit both lacrosses, baseball, softball, volleyball, you name it. There will be a championship and a trophy handed out on Friday. And the good thing is with this spring season, you get the state playoffs as well. So actually the boys lacrosse team may very well have to play Saturday in the qualifying round for the state playoffs. I was checking the schedule and doing some math regarding the rankings and looking back at what happened 2 years ago. So it looks like if you're between the 10, if you're basically a 10 seed or lower, or 15 seed or lower, actually, you might have to play an extra game. So for New Canaan, it could very well be Friday or Saturday. And it should be here at Dunning based on the way they played in the regular season. But state playoffs, it's a quick turnaround. And the girls, I believe, will play Monday at home in the first round, of course. As the 1 seed, they will host every game as far as they go. So which means more live streams and you get to hear more of our voices.
I'm sure you guys are loving hearing our voices.
Of course.
I'm sure you guys are all let down that Ian Nicholas is not on the call today. Everyone loves Ian.
Yeah. He needs a break as well, and as so many of these teams do. And, of course, every day off these teams get is so important to rest up, and every practice that all these teams have are so crucial given the fact that you learn probably a lot more in games than you do in practices, and it's good to give Ian a day off once in a while, but he'll be busy with a couple lacrosse games Wednesday and Friday.
He's getting the day off, but everyone knows he's not taking a day off. He's always doing something.
Yep, doing social media tonight, so if you want to know who scored each and every goal, go look on Twitter, NCTV 78. We're pretty sure we're up to date, and I'm pretty sure I have them all written down here, but I think you'd much rather trust Ian's Twitter use than my handwriting and my memorization of numbers and who scored.
As the Cadets here have another offensive opportunity, and they score on Shea Hobbs for their 5th of the night. What a St. Joe's rally this has been.
That's Maddie Leifer there, the junior, and according to Coach Gray Lee, she will be a D3 player, and she has a nonstop engine. She's midfielder listed as a center attack, and 12-5. The Cadets. You see the goal right there. Leifer in front. 7 is not the largest deficit for the Cadets, but the largest was 10 in that first half, and they've cut it down to 7. And you really start thinking, I got to ask Carter, if you're Coach Woods, you really start thinking about putting some of your starters back in to really take control of this game, or are you just going to let them play it out and hopefully this lead will hold up?
Well, she already put in her backup in Shea Hobbs. So I think that she has the mindset of letting these girls play it out. She has a comfortable lead. There's 18 minutes left. They have a 7-goal lead. They have a lot of depth for this girls Rams team. Sorry, a little scrum in front of the net there. See how this unfolds. And it will be St. Joe's possession as Casey McLaughlin takes it out. But yeah, I think that she will keep her, her other players in, let the other girls rest. And that was Izzy Kasushi right in front of the net, making this 12-6, cutting the Rams' lead in half.
It's exactly what you want. Kasushi, easily the biggest person on the gridiron tonight, right in the middle, exactly where you want her. And it doesn't matter who's guarding her because she can just put it over everyone's head. And the only question is she going to put it on net? It's exactly what she does. And Shea Hobbs made a couple saves in the beginning and now has conceded a couple. With 18 minutes to go, the Cadets keeping themselves in it.
Yes, Kristen Woods definitely has a lot of depth on her Rams girls team. So it will be interesting to see what she does. If the Cadets keep up their momentum, maybe she will put in some of those big names that we hear so often, like the Hardens and Hollis Murley. And this is Casey McLaughlin taking it up, hands it off to Mighty Leifer. And it will stay in St. Joe's possession as they will have a free pass.
Yeah, that was Anna Zaccolillo as well as Megan Griffiths, I believe, on defense. And here's going to be a free opportunity for Leifer.
What a save by Shea Hobbs right off the leg. That one's got to hurt a little bit.
Won't hurt as much given that she made the save. Feels like those that go off right off your leg hurt a bit less when you make the save, but certainly that'll be a painful one tomorrow morning for Hobbs. But a big save there. And New Canaan's got to clear this ball successfully and really gain some momentum because in the second half it feels like the ball has only been on one side of the field.
And that is Stella Nolan who steps out of bounds, and a push by Nolan on Mia Geignetter. The senior captain will have possession for the Cadets.
She's going to get a yellow card as well, so the Cadets might be a man up. That's exactly right. They're a man up for 2 minutes.
And that is Stella Nolan on the man down. Kristen Woods is having a little chat with her. Kristen Woods, also a physical education teacher here at New Canaan High School.
Maybe that's why she had her players do some push-ups there at the end of that first half, and you assume after the second they'll be doing a couple more.
What a goal! That's Izzy Kasushi. Way over her head. Actually had to jump for that one. Use a little bit more of her height than the 6'2" that she already has. And puts it right over Shea Hobbs, making this a 12-7 game.
What a pass there from the left-hand side right to Kasushi in the middle. It doesn't matter how high it goes. She's got plenty of reach there with that big frame and puts it right into the net right in front of Hobbs. And 12-7, I got to say that Cadets are really winning these face-offs, doing what they have to do, and making a name known for themselves and making this New Canaan team think about things. We see on that sideline, you see some of the starters getting ready to check back in.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, I saw 5 players go to their bags, get their sticks. Dare I say it could be Mulry, the 2 Hardens, Dylan Patton, and possibly Quinn McKiernan.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely want to get this offense rolling, get them back out, get them some confidence, and really put this game out of doubt. But give a lot of credit to the Cadets. Going down 10-0, you can easily just hang your head and kind of forget about it. But for the seniors, it's going to be their last FCIAC playoff game, assuming that New Canaan can hold on. But they're really showing displaying some good pride for this Cadets team. Of course, not known as a lacrosse school.
It's Marley Smith handing it off to Olivia Lockhart. She carries it up. She will slow things down a little bit. Hand it off to her fellow Ram. Caroline Underwood has it now. Hand off to Marley Smith. And now it's Lexi Tully. The ball is moving so fast. Excuse me. As the Rams control it behind the X.
That is Mulry there for New Canaan. So you see there's one starter back out for the Lady Rams, and they're certainly going to try and rotate as many more as possible at the next whistle whenever they can get an opportunity. But you're starting to see New Canaan really possess the ball, something they haven't done really since about 10 minutes remaining in that first half when they possessed that 10-0 lead. But another turnover, and St. Joe's made some really good adjustments on defense, forcing New Canaan to make some really tough passes that they have not been willing to make successfully.
That's Kevin Underwood with the ball. Coming out to Hollis Burley. Giving it to Dylan Patton, who checks back in. Marley Smith has it now. It has been quite some time since the Rams have put one in past Sam Miller. In fact, these first 10 minutes, they've not even scored. Not one goal in this first half, as the Cadets have outscored the Rams here 4-0 in the first half. And I spoke too soon. That was Lexi Tully, the freshman, who puts it past Sam Miller. Make this a 13-7 game.
That's a big one there for New Canaan, the first goal of the second half. That's Lexi Tully, the freshman's 4th of the game, leading all scorers. That's a big one for Coach Christian Woods. You get your starters back out there. You want to score as quickly and efficiently as possible. That's exactly what they did in the first half. Scored a couple goals in the first 90 seconds or so. And then immediately ran the score up to 10 so they could get that mercy clock. But as I mentioned throughout the night, Cadets have really held their own. But finally, New Canaan breaks the ice for the second half. As we see a lot of the starters back out for the Lady Rams.
That's Kaylee Harden back in the faceoff X. As she wins it. And that's Ian Nicholas yelling, "Let's go White," despite his lost voice. Now, Ian, you got to be careful. We need you for Wednesday's games.
Yeah, make sure you want to be as unbiased as possible up here in the press box. So I guess Ian's not announcing this one, so he feels he does have a tie to this game.
What a goal. It's Dylan Patton who puts it past Sam Miller. Yet again for these New Canaan Rams starters. And Austin, what a turn of events that it has been since Kristen Woods has put her starters back out there.
Yeah, I kind of question actually what Woods did. You feel like you want to play the entire starters for as much as you can in the first half, and I feel like right at about that 10-minute mark, as I mentioned in that first half, she pulled all of her starters, and ever since then, New Canaan's just been a bit dysfunctional, really. Haven't been finding the right passes, haven't been able to clear the ball, and she's kind of put them out maybe a bit too late in her opinion. She, of course, wanted to rest them as much as possible, but 10-0 is, with 10 minutes to go in the first half, there's still plenty of game, and given what this St. Joe's team can do offensively, it's been a bit surprising that they've been in the game for this long. As we see, the Hardin sisters are back out there, and the usual suspects for these Lady Rams are back out. Quinn McKiernan, you see there, trying to play some defense.
It's Maddie Leifer carrying it. And Kaylee Hardin playing a tight defense. As Leifer gets swarmed by 4 girls right in front of the net. And there is a flag, looking as though Leifer will get yet another free pass.
It is still Shea Hobbs in net for New Canaan, so feels like everyone but Hobbs is a starter and someone who we saw at the beginning of this game, but why not give the senior captain some more time in net?
Oh, off the post. As Leifer had a great opportunity. And yes, Austin, that is correct. I mean, these Rams girls have such a high-powered offense that there's such little time spent. Wow, what a goal. That's Hollis Murley. What a fast-paced offense, just as I'm talking about. The high-skilled offense by the Lady Rams. And yes, that is New Canaan with their 15th goal of the night. And Austin, as you were saying, they left Shea Hobbs in, but with the New Canaan starters in on offense, not much time will be spent in the defensive zone.
Yeah, at this point, it really doesn't matter who's in net. I feel like New Canaan's going to possess the ball for as long as possible. And talk about efficiency. I mean, that ball went off the crossbar off of the free pass, and it felt like just 6 or 7 seconds later, Mulry ran the length of the field and scored for New Canaan. That's her 4th goal of the night, joining Lexi Tully as the top goal scorers for New Canaan, as they now have put up 15. That's more than they scored in that regular season meeting, that 14-3 game we saw here at Dunning 2 weeks ago. And for Coach Woods, exactly what you've wanted to see, and you kind of instill that confidence in your starters that in this game you can really have your starters play at such a high level even when they come off the bench, and watch the team really not see too much time on the offensive side of the field. But this is certainly, you get the underclassmen some valuable experience that's really probably not going to be needed for the rest of the year, you assume, and maybe in a state game in the first round, they'll see the field again. And again, that New Canaan should win by a very large margin, but they've had that experience. You have now the starters back out for presumably, you'd probably want them out for another 6 minutes or 12 and a half to go in this game. Get them out there for another 6, get the score to 10, and then get the running clock and get maybe the second stringers back out there for a couple minutes to close this game out. But it's what you've wanted. Maybe not the right timing, I would say. Maybe you just play the entire starters for the first half and then have them sit the second half. But, hey, I'm not the coach. Kristen Woods does it better than really anyone else in the state of Connecticut, so I'll let her coach instead of me. But when you're 15-0 and 10-0 in the FCIAC, you can do whatever you want with this team. And they will be ready, certainly, for Ludlow, the 4 seed, on Wednesday. That game will be in Wilton, as I mentioned. DAF will have that stream, but that stream you can also find on our YouTube channel. That will be co-streamed, so even though it will not be our camera people or announcers, the game will still be easily available for you on YouTube. As Kaylee Hardin wins this draw. Nope, she actually doesn't. Spoke too soon. Katsushi wins another face-off for the Cadets.
She carries it in. She settles it back down, handing it off to Maddie Leifer. Maddie Leifer goes in with speed. Gives it to Megan Hoynes. Oh, what a crease pass that was, as Casey McLaughlin, retrieves it, keeps it in St. Joe's possession, and loses it. And it will be a violation on the Rams. So the Cadets will have a free possession. They'll have a free shot. You're yelling. You can hear Kristen Woods yelling to get on the crease, as she would like to see her players crashing tight and fast.
Yeah, they're going to be scolded by the referee to stay in the end zone, so really the chance of them blocking a shot is very minimal here. So they're trying to get everyone out and allow the Cadets to have that shot.
Wow, what a pass that was. And an opportunity, an unorthodox opportunity that St. Joe's had. They opted to pass it instead of shooting it.
Why not pass it to your biggest player there in Kasushi? They were going for a quick pass and a quick goal, but Kasushi couldn't quite handle it, and her shot went over the crossbar. But an interesting setup there from Coach Gray Lee, trying to get something going for this new Canaan, for this St. Joe's offense, I should say, against all of the starters for the Lady Rams.
That's Courtney O'Connell who had the ball out of bounds. The referee just trying to get her to slow down a little bit more. Let him get set. That was Jay Lowe who fumbled it before that play. Courtney O'Connell carries it out with speed. The three-sport athlete in soccer, hockey, and lacrosse. Along with both the Harden sisters. With all three-sport athletes.
Yeah, a lot of these players played at least soccer and most of them hockey as well. And, of course, both the soccer and hockey teams on the girls' side for New Canaan have won both FCIAC championships in this 2020-2021 academic year. So they're looking for the treble, win lacrosse, FCIACs, and maybe states as well, and go a full 4 for 4. As New Canaan possesses it behind the net, McKiernan. And now it's Kaylee Harden with just under 10 minutes remaining in this second half. New Canaan with a comfortable lead. McKiernan again at the X, lobs it up to Patton.
That's Kaylee Harden up top. The flag is on the play. Looks like it'll be on Maddie Leifer. As Dylan Patton will get a free pass. Passing over to McKenna Harden. And the Rams will get something going here. As Quinn McKiernan hands off to Dylan Patton. Kaylee Harden to McKenna Harden. This ball's being thrown around the horn here until they can find a cutter. It's Dylan Patton right in front of the net. See Kaylee Harden here getting a shot opportunity and a flag. It'll be a slash and a free pass here for Kaylee Harden.
And I was Leifer there trying to poke that ball out of Kaylee Harden's stick, but instead it's going to be a free opportunity for Kaylee Harden.
It's definitely not who you want to see getting a free pass just as that. But it's more of a desperation play than anything as Kaylee Harden puts it past Sam Miller. But in the Cadets' defense, I mean, they're down here by 9 late in the second half. So I guess taking the foul to try to take away the opportunity from the hot hand of the Lady Rams is a better option than letting her walk right in on Sam Miller.
Yeah, Kaylee Harden with her third. That's her hat trick, and it's kind of 6 on one side, half dozen on the other. You either give Kaylee Harden a free opportunity in open play in front or give Kaylee Harden an opportunity after the whistle and a free chance. So either way, it's most likely going to go in, but at least make her work for it.
That's exactly right. That is Casey McLaughlin with the ball. There's minimal Rams defenseman down there. What a save. That was Shea Hobbs stopping the towering Izzy Kasushi.
Yeah, it's going to be a violation, I believe, on Hobbs as Kasushi was going for the quick release after that great pass behind the net. And the Cadets will hold on to possession here.
And the Rams will get the ball back. That was Courtney O'Connell who picked it up. Maddie Leifer with the ball. She's swarmed by 2 Rams defensemen. It's Kaylee Harden giving all the efforts. A little too much effort She pushes Lifer.
Yeah, she was getting help from Shu there as well, the senior. But the Cadets will hold on to possession as they just try and work the ball around. And now that they basically have told New Canaan what they're going to try and do on offense, it's going to be much easier for the Lady Rams, despite the height disadvantages, to defend this offense, which has looked very good at certain times tonight.
He's exactly right. As that was Devin Russell trying to carry it out. Gets fouled. Hands it off to Dylan Patton. She goes in with speed. That's Quinn McKiernan hitting into McKenna Harden as she easily puts it past Sam Miller for her second of the night. And the Rams reattain their 10-point lead, and it will be running clock until the Cadets score another goal or until the end of the game.
Just goes to show you, we haven't seen it too much tonight, but the quick fire passing from New Canaan feels like the ball touches 5 sticks in just as many seconds, and they get the right pass out as they catch the Cadets on the break, and McKenna Harding was right there and crashed right to the net. She's not going to miss that one. And New Canaan, one of the better goals you've seen all night in terms of teamwork and the passing from Coach Kristen Woods' girls, and they're going to sub some people out with this 10-goal running clock. That's McKenna Harden running off. As you can see, some of these backups be inserted back into this game. But one thing we've seen all night is Kasushi in that face-off circle.
I don't think Kasushi has left the game at all tonight.
No, talk about just the dedication and the grit from Kasushi. The fact that she's a junior and really trying to anchor this offense, really using all of her stamina on this one against some very tough New Canaan defensemen, is something that Coach Lee will certainly harp about to his team after this one.
And the ball finds itself in Mia Geignetter's stick. Senior captain runs it out. She maneuvers underneath Dylan Patton's stick as the St. Joe's Cadets find themselves in the New Canaan defensive zone. And that is Courtney O'Connell with speed. Hand it off to Devin Russell. And now with Hollis Murley going in, giving it to, looking for Quinn McKiernan. She walks by her. Dylan Patton with the ball up top, looking for some options. There's Quinn McKiernan with it, Trinity-bound senior. Sounds like that's Izzy Kasushi yelling for her girls to put her 6 up. Something that you talked about earlier today, Austin, about how they need to put their 6 up to block the passes.
Yeah, avoid those cutters, which New Canaan is so good at, and that's something that might have gotten lost in the shuffle of things as some of those New Canaan backups didn't work out as well. You see now really all these players for the Cadets just leaving their sticks up as high as they can and trying to avoid a shot from close proximity, as they'll just move the ball around and see this game out with under 3.5 minutes and this running clock, with the Rams up 17-7.
Austin, this has been a very fun stream here as we're nearing the end of the first round of FCIACs tonight. Now, I've been trying to convince Ian to let me stream one of the baseball games. Maybe he'll let me. I can talk about you a little bit while you're on the field. Yeah,
it looks like we might not have another home game. Looks like we might be away for states. But, hey, if we win a game and something's happened, we might get another home game. You never know. But we've trying to get those baseball streams to work. It's not easy at Mead Park, I will tell you that. Much easier here at Dunning with the TriCaster setup and all.
I could imagine. Dylan Patton back with the ball, looking for an option in front of the net. She falls. The push on the Cadets as she will get another free pass. It's running clock. It's winding down here with 2:20 left in the second half. still a lot of energy here late in the game with a 10-point difference. Love to see it from these New Canaan Rams girls as Dylan Patton finds the ball past Sam Miller.
That's her third of the night, so Patton joins Mullery, Lexi Tully, and Kaylee Harden in the hat trick column. As the Cornell commit, the junior, gets her third and New Canaan's 18th, as they now have an 11-goal cushion, which is the same amount. 14-3 was the exact score when New Canaan beat St. Joe's in the regular season 2 weeks ago here at Dunning. And it seems like they're replicating that success tonight in the FCIAC quarters in this 1-8 matchup.
Lexi Tully loses it. Izzy Kasushi runs it in. Settles it down a little bit. It's Maddie Leifer. Izzy Kazushi with the pick. The screen, rather.
Whistle's going to go against New Canaan here, and it's going to be Leifer.
The Cadets have it behind the net. 30 seconds left here. Shea Hobbs trying to pick it off and saves it.
Two straight saves there from Hobbs. That was two fantastic saves from the senior captain, robbing McLaughlin both times and preserving this 11-goal lead for the Rams as we are inside the final 15 seconds at Dunning. New Canaan will see this one out and get ready for their semifinal matchup on Wednesday. But right as I say that, St. Joe's with the final message, except it's not going to count.
And it will be 18-7, your final score by the Rams here. So I believe that final goal was called off. So the New Canaan Rams come away with this one, 18-7 against the St. Joe's Cadets. And a very hard-fought game by the Cadets. And as our announcer, Bill Brown, is stating on the loudspeaker, the Rams will face Fairfield Ludlow on Wednesday night for the second round of FCIACs. So thank you so much for tuning into this one. This is Carter Ellis and Austin Platt as well, and to the rest of our NCTV crew. And before we let you go, we would like to take you to our sponsors.
Now to our sponsors, we got it up here in the second half. Our platinum sponsor, Walter Stewart's, your fresh local market. Rambuya and Harrow, the business of real estate. On to our gold sponsor, Club Sandwich. Next is our silver sponsors, Performance Optimal Health, Educational Futures, the SIG Insurance Agencies, OSSM Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, Renaissance Partners, Rand Insurance. Finally, our black sponsors, Ready Rooster, Sheila La, 84 Sports New Canaan, the New Canaan Diner, NC Graphics, the Athletic Shoe Factory, Togs, Austin Feeney, the Lewis School of Driving, and Prudding and Company Custom Builders. The NC Rams All Sports Athletic Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics. The final score here from Dunning, Rams 18, the Cadets 7. The top seed New Canaan Rams move on, and they will play Fairfield Ludlow on Wednesday afternoon. That game will be at Wilton. We will not have the stream, but will be streamed on our YouTube channel. Darien DAF Media will help us out there. We will have both semifinals of the boys lacrosse games on Wednesday and maybe even a volleyball game if we can squeeze that in. I believe the volleyball team won their quarterfinal game today, but that's for the future. Signing off, Austin Platt, Carter Ellis. And actually, we'd like to thank our production crew, our producer, Emily Fox, our cameraman, Cole Schubert, Sydney Sibilia, I believe, was on replay, and Ian Nicholas, our social media man. We gave him the night off, but we know he had to do something to help out with this stream, as he does so well. Signing off one last time, Austin Platt, Carter Ellis. New Canaan wins. We will see you Wednesday for some semifinal action.